I have to interrupt my beautiful day out here in this nature preserve by the straightest, most transphobic, misogynist people on the internet, and a lot of normal people too, which makes me really sad. Here's the deal. If you care so much about a decimal point of the global population that you will spend days, hours, weeks in communities and small groups and in the weird darkest parts of the internet, say the most transphobic things about people, discussing how you can look on your schools, give money to wars. You're obsessed. You're being weird. Stop being weird. We exist in this world where we have to find ways to coexist. 60 years ago, 70 years ago, my father would have had to fight for the right to go to a school without segregation. At that same time, during that era, there are people who constantly obsessed about black children being in the same classroom as white, to the point where they would go out of their way, skip work for the day, and go protest at schools. They would go to parent teachers conferences and talk shit about kids, our kids, right? They would, in any establishment they can to make these people uncomfortable. Think about how much mental energy and personal anguish these people experience themselves to have so much vitriol inside them. How they can never have peace within themselves because they're obsessed with hurting others. That same behavior a few decades ago has now transferred to this population. It was people of color, and then queerness, and now transphobia. And I think at the end of the day, they're all kind of still pretty popular ways to discriminate. But transphobia is the hot topic these days. We have this athlete in the Olympics, this woman who represented a country that does not even support full transitions, who was being accused of being a man. Now, we need to be more specific with terminology here. This person who is a cisgendered heterosexual woman, female at birth, has female genitalia, was accused of being a man because of, I assume, just their facial features. I don't know if you've ever met a boxer, but boxers get punched in the face a lot. So oftentimes, after training, exercising, and being punched in the face a few times, your ears get a bit puffy. They kind of flail out a bit. Your facial structure gets a bit more chatty. Like you just have that strong jaw. You start to look more masculine. And that's completely natural for an athlete because women, when they exercise and they eat right, they tend to be more lean. They tend to gain more testosterone. They tend to get more masculine features. Now, let me ask you this. In your life, think of your mom, your grandma, your sister, think of your girlfriend, think if you are a woman yourself. Do you fit every single facet of feminine, or do they fit every single facet of feminine appearance and aesthetic? Do they sometimes wear pants, Levi jeans? Do they kind of have a strong jaw or maybe small chests? Maybe their hips aren't too wide. Does that make your partner a secret man? Were they born with a penis at birth? No, we're all human. Gender and sex is a spectrum. Not everybody is going to represent the exact minutia of details required to be considered a woman by society. It's a social construct, right? We need to get that in our heads and stop hurting others. And when it comes to men and this hyper masculine urge to discriminate against trans women while secretly watching trans porn in the most conservative states is one of the most popular subjects or search queries. I see you guys. The people who spit the most hate are the most obsessed and the most horny for trans people. It's really weird. Just don't. Nevertheless, men have this obsession with controlling women's bodies. We, as the man, as the observer, perceive others. And through our perception and our access to power, we control those people to maintain our perception of beauty, of womanhood. And this is unfortunate. This goes in effect in a myriad of other topics when it comes to colorism, racism, sex and gender expression, class. There's so many parts of society that have no power as they perceive children's. And as we're growing as a global society, both looking at this point, we stop doing that. Look in the mirror, we recognize our follies, and we try to work beyond that to create a more equal, fair, and kind society. But on the other side of the spectrum, there are a lot of people who want you to believe that trans people are coming for your kids. They're going to convert them, and they're going to turn everyone gay. The future is gay, and it's all because the global world leaders want it to be. Which one do you think is true? That a child could be born trans who just wants to live a simple life with therapy and the proper medical procedures at the proper ages, and then just live peacefully as a fucking accountant somewhere? Or that the government is turning all the kids gay so they can, I guess, reduce the population? But isn't there also a popular conservative talking point about there being too many people in the world? So wouldn't the government be doing exactly what you want anyway? Even though usually that conversation kind of lies in the idea that there are too many colored people in the world. There needs to be more white. That's what people say when they say there's too many people in the world. Nevertheless, conservatives, as they have historically been, are obsessed with conspiracy theories. And a lot of this transphobia ties in with that. A lot of this transphobia ties in with a lot of women being afraid of their status in society and their identity. A lot of transphobia exists in men who are afraid to admit that they actually have sexual attraction to trans women. I wrote a very popular article, I'll list it below, about this, explaining how, as a man, you should not be concerned or afraid about your sexuality and your gender because you find a trans woman attractive. Because at their core, they are women. When you observe them and their sway and their demeanor, they are women. And their aesthetic, they are women. The last thing you do when you see a woman walk down the street is you think to yourself, I wonder what a pussy looks like. Who thinks that way? I'm sure there's some guys who probably, I don't know, touch the grass. But most people see a woman and they recognize this person, this character as a whole. They don't think about the genitalia. And we really need to start thinking about that, how we address others, how we view others in the world. Stop thinking about what they have in their pants and start thinking about what they have in their heart. All right, the rant's over. I'm going to enjoy my French toast, enjoy this nature with my dog. That's French toast dog. And yeah, I hope you all have a good day. Please, 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 at the lowest level, support people around you. Doesn't matter who they are or what background they come from. The highest level on social media, if you're a person of authority, please treat others with kindness. Stop attacking each other because of their differences. No one is out to get you. The world is not out to get you. You should all just be together with each other. Okay? Adios.